Good morning and welcome to UWS News. I'm Laura Smith. If you're considering catching a flight to San Diego for their International Comic Book Convention, then look no further, because Kilmarnock may have the answer for you. Comic-Con has arrived in the small town for the very first time. Diving into the world of comic books and cosplay is our reporter Jessica Hufton.
At the Grand Hall in Kilmarnock, people are getting into character in preparation for the town's first ever Comic-Con. Comic book fans can expect to browse through a variety of comic books and artwork, as well as meeting talented industry professionals.
Sci-fi is starting to build back up around Scotland, and groups like this are starting to become bigger and bigger. It brings them all together, brings them closer, it helps people meet new friends.
With the comic book industry currently in free fall, it seems to be the film and events industry keeping the genre alive. Marvel claims that this drop in sales is due to increased diversity and female characters. However, die-hard fans feel quite the opposite.
I think we're reaching a kind of turning point where the barriers are falling, the gates are swinging open a little bit, and that's a good thing, you know, that's always good.
It's being more directed towards women as well, which I absolutely love because it doesn't feel weird to be a female fan of comic books and video games and everything, so I just love that aspect of it.
Fans are claiming that there's more to this genre than simply watching films or reading comic books. It's the interactivity and escapism it provides that makes them so committed to it.
With this, it's just meeting other people, bringing people together, seeing how happy people are together, and it brings out everybody regardless of colour, creed, race, disabilities. We can all just blend in and be who we want to be.
I like the cosplay aspect of it, so being able to actually become the characters themselves, that's amazing, and I love that part of it as well.
Kilmarnock's first Comic-Con is a celebration of the superhero genre breaking through into the mainstream. It also enables fans the chance to share a passion for something that's not just a fad, but more of a lifestyle choice. I'm Jessica Hufton, UWS News, reporting from Kilmarnock.
And now, put on your capes, ready your weapons and prepare to save the world. I'm here with Jessica Hufton to discuss her trip to Kilmarnock's very first Comic-Con. Our reporter Jessica Hufton joins me now. So Jessica, could you explain to me why Comic-Con came to such a small town like Kilmarnock?
Of course. Well, the Big Glasgow Comic Book Page is the company that has run the event, and their main reason for bringing it to Kilmarnock is due to the increasing demand for comic books. So like you said, Kilmarnock is an incredibly small town, but it is very, very densely populated. So there is a strong comic book fan base right there.
And you said there's an increase in demand for these type of conventions. Why is that?
Well, it's mainly due to how comic books are now being written. They now have a much wider range of characters in terms of gender, age, race. So that naturally has attracted a much larger and stronger fan base. It's so much more inclusive now, and it has broken through into the mainstream and has this massive following.
So the comic book industry has a bright future, you would say?
That is very debatable. In terms of physical comic book sales, they have decreased steadily for the past 2 years. For around about 25% they've dropped by, whereas digital comic books are starting to slowly creep into the scene. So you could argue that it is just a transitional period from physical to digital. But you could also blame it on the success of the film industry, just slowly shifting people's attention away from comic books. But as of right now, it is still very uncertain as to why this drop in comic book sales has taken place.
Thank you, Jessica. And now for a roundup of today's other news.